Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about hydroponic culantro. So if you want to know exactly how I grow hydroponic culantro, I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can go directly to that and watch the video. Here I have two mini setups that I've been growing beautiful culantro in here. And these are herbs, so they're very similar to other herbs like basil and stuff like that. So what that means is they will stop producing leaves if you allow them to flower. You see, these are the flowering stems here. And I left these here on purpose so that I can show you exactly how to trim it and then keep the leaves growing for a long time. Because as soon as you allow these to grow, the leaves will stop and then your plant would just be bare and all you get is these. And these can get enormous. They'll grow and then they'll spread out and they keep on spreading out. So you can see from one stem, they'll split. You see that? And then from the split, they'll grow more and they'll split again and they'll grow more and they split again. And eventually it'll be like enormous and there's no leaves at all. So to keep them producing leaves all the time, you have to trim these off. And this works the same way in hydroponic or if you've grown it inside soil. So the same exact thing can be applied. So here, as soon as you see these, they're very easy to tell because you see, they're a stem and they're not a leaf. You see, these are leaves, and so these are, you see the stems, and then they'll have these really sharp leaves here, and they're very tough. And then on that you will see like a little pod, and these will contain hundreds of little seeds later on once they dry up and turn brown. So here, what you want to do is just cut these off. And these are not good to eat, so don't eat these. And you see, I have already cut a bunch of these off already. And you can cut them as far as you like. It doesn't have to be all the way down, but if you want to keep it nice and neat, then you do that. So here I have more. Just cut them off. Okay, so now you will have just leaves left, and then the plant will go back into producing leaf again. So now they would not produce any flowers. So and then eventually they'll put out more of these again, and as soon as you see those, cut them off. And that's how you get these beautiful, man, they smell so awesome. Very lovely. Okay, and I'm also going to show you how to refill, because these are really small systems and they do require constant refills. And many people ask, how can you refill in a sort of like a non-circulating method or a Kratky method, as many people refer that to. These are small systems, and the advantage to this is that you can fill it all the way past the roots, and the plants would drink it up before they start to drown. So that's the advantage of growing in small systems. But if you are growing this in a larger systems, then you're gonna have to do it differently. So let's pretend this is a big system, right? And the root will go down to, let's say, right here. The water level stop right there. And what that means is this level around this gap here between the nutrients and the roots, those are going to be your air gap. So the roots are going to be air roots. So when you refill, you make sure you refill back to the same line, because if you refill back to here, it'll cover up the air roots, and then the plants cannot take in oxygen and they will suffocate and then die in a few days. But in a smaller system, they give you a sort of like a leeway, because you can actually fill more, and by the time the plants are going to drown, it'll drink it down already, so then it'll be fine. So that's the advantage. But the rule of thumb is, you see, do not cover the air roots. So if there's a gap between the roots and the nutrients, when you refill to the same line or slightly above. But if you go all the way back to the beginning, then the plants are gonna die. So I have my nutrients pre-mixed in a gallon, and people have asked, how long can you keep the pre-mixed nutrients? Sometimes I keep them for like 3 weeks and it's fine. So so you take your nutrients here, and also let me show you the root system. You see, sometimes because it is such a small system, the roots will die back. You see how those brown thing there, those are dead roots, but new roots will always form, and it will just take over and the plants will just be fine again. So the brown roots are the one that have sort of been submerged in water and it died, and then the new roots formed. But in a larger system, remember that you cannot drown the roots, because it's a bad idea. So here I have my water all the way to the bottom. So when I refill, you see the water level is going to go back up. You see? Sometimes I accidentally go way up here, and that is not good. But as I mentioned, because this is a small system, and the plant would drink this down in 2 to 3 days, and then it would drink it down to here, then it can breathe again. So it would not die. So it's no issues at all. So in a little system, you can actually refill pretty good. I did a little too much, but it should be slightly down here, and that's really how you do it. And let me show you the other one, the proper way to do it. You see, there is the air roots here, and then my level is right here. You see that? So it has this much of nutrients, and then this is the air right here. So that's the proper way. And then for this many culantro and this system, it takes around 3 to 4 days. It'll be completely gone, and then you have to refill again. And that is pretty much it to growing culantro in hydroponic, in little systems, big systems. The same process can be applied. But that's it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below, and thank you so much for watching.